so this week's subject is about bias wreckers. If you don't know what a bias wrecker is, I am going to tell you. Okay, so you've got to start off with the word bias. So a bias is a Korean word, and well, it's not a Korean word, I don't think. Well, it is, I think. I don't know. But it's what Koreans like to call their favourite member in a group, or as people call a bear. Okay, but so they call them a bias, but if you don't see them as like boyfriend material, you call them oppa, and oppa means like someone you look up to, kind of thing. So if it's more like a brother figure, oppa means like a brother figure. So if you don't see them as a lover and you see them as a brother, call them oppa. So that is what bias means anyways. So bias wrecker is when you have a bias, they try to steal you off that bias and keep them for yourself and try to make them your, like, they want to be your bias basically. So what happens is they just come out like out of nowhere and you're like, oh, hello? Oh, okay, calm down. And you know what I mean? Like, you've never really noticed them before, and then bam! They're there, and you're like, no, no, you cannot look at me like that. Do not do that. I have a bias already, and I am going to be faithful to that bias. So don't try to steer me away. Okay? But there's also rules. There are also rules, okay? So if you have a bias and then there's a bias wrecker, you can only have one bias, by the way. So you can only have one bias, okay? If you have two bias, then you just like, it's like cheating. It's just like you're only supposed to have one. You can't have numerous, like you can have one bias and numerous wreckers, or you can have a couple of people that you like, but you can't have more than one bias. That's not how it works. Or you can't go like have a bias and go with your bias wrecker. So then you've got two biases. No, that doesn't work. You can either go with your bias wrecker and be like, sorry, old bias, but I'm with this bias now. So you know. But it makes sense. It does. It mightn't make sense to you, but if you're a fan girl, it makes sense. So anyways, I'm going to tell you who my bias is in each group and tell you who my bias wrecker is. There is only two groups in the whole K-pop industry that I only have one bias. I don't have any bias wreckers, but I'm going to tell you who my bias wrecker is. Okay. So let's start with GOT7, my favourite K-pop group. Yes. So, my bias is Jackson. And this is my bias wrecker, JB. He's just like, just stop, JB, just stop. And he hasn't, I've always been like faithful to Jackson and I will stay faithful, but the reason JB became my bias wrecker is because of a little drama, Korean drama called Dream Night. And he is in that, well the whole GOT7 is in that, and he takes the lead role, and I'm just like, JB, stop. Jackson is my bias. I can't do this to Jackson. It will hurt him. Okay, so just move along. Just move along, okay? So, yeah. So, moving on to the next group is EXO. I want to say EXO, but some people call them EXO. But some people call them EXO, so I call them EXO. But in the songs, they go EXO. And I'm like, is it EXO or is it EXO? When they say EXO or they're spelling out EXO, I don't know. It confuses us, but I'm just going to stick with EXO, okay? So anyways, my bias in this group is Baekhyun, right? And the reason he is my bias is just because of his vocals, man. Just listen. Have a listen. Oh my god. Oh my god. That boy can't sing. You know what I mean? And then he gets all the high notes that I can't even reach. But yeah, I love him. And even though he gets all that, he's getting more attractive. Like, Baekhyun, if you're watching this, do not get offended because you are my bias, okay? When he first debuted, I can't say that word, when the first came out, he was alright, okay? But I liked him for his vocals. And then, as he got older, I'm like, that is not Baekhyun, is it? Ooh, Baekhyun is getting by now. So, you know, but then, Chen just comes in the way and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you looking at us like that? Stop. No. Don't pull us away from Baekhyun. Stop it. Stop it. I'm telling you. Just stop. Just stop. Okay? I'm just like, why do you got to smile at us like that, man? I'm with Baekhyun. Just stop it, John. Just go away. Let's go. But I can't decide. So anyways, this is Baekhyun and this is Chen. I'm so confused. I don't know what to do. Anyways, moving on to CrossGene. CrossGene. Speaking of CrossGene, they read out my question on After School Club. Casper was right in the camera and he's like, oh, my face is so swole. And I died. I was just like, dun, 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 dun. I died. I literally went to heaven and came back because God sent me back to listen to more K-pop music. So Casper is my bias, but then this dude comes along and I'm like, what are you doing? I haven't really got all the names right, but this guy is like my bias right now. I'm going to find out his name. I will find out his name. I'm just like, who the heck are you? Casper's my bias. Who the heck are you? You know what I mean? I can't do this anymore. I cannot do this anymore. But anyways, getting to the two groups that I have not got a bias record in is 2PM. My biased is Junke. I just can't stop. And then the other group is Big Bang. And it's Taeyang. I just can't. I love them all, Big Bang. They're like walking, talking gods. They're like gods on earth. The geniuses when it comes to music. But for this group, I've only got one, and that's Taeyang. I am sorry, JD. I'm sorry, Top. I'm sorry, Shunji. And I'm sorry, Jason. Right? But Taeyang is my ultimate bias. He's just like, he's above you all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But that is it. This video was giving me an idea. I got the idea of J from JKE JML. Hey. Right, so yes, but he does pretty good videos. I probably didn't say the name right of that channel, but he does do good videos. I'll pop down a link below, so go check it out. Just go check it out. Let me know who your bias is And if you buy records, let me know what you want me to talk about, and I will do it for you. Okay, so bye.